Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the newest news on SAKO's Newswire. So we're getting rank 8 ground vehicles for some reason. Not really too sure why, to be honest. There's not really that much difference between vehicles from the 90s, which we already have in game, and vehicles from the 2000s or 2010s. Stuff like the Leopard 2A7, which a lot of people have been suggesting is going to be coming as one of the new rank 8 vehicles. It's just a Leopard 2A6 with better thermal images, really. There's some minor upgrades like suspension stuff, but it's not going to make a difference in War Thunder itself. So don't get your hopes up too much. The game loop, you guess, or the gameplay loop of War Thunder isn't really going to change that much, in my opinion, in terms of the what we already have in game. Maybe they're going to give everyone the real life rounds with stupid amounts of penetration at point blank range, but anyway, so the major news, which you're all gagging to see, this tank right here. Everyone loves a Challenger 2, but I'm going to say this thing is not worth buying whatsoever. This is the Challenger 2 OES, or Operational Entry Standard. It's basically a Challenger 2 TES with a little bit more protection. If you're familiar with the Challenger 2 TES, you'll know that it's 12 point something tons heavier than the original Challenger 2. And it basically has the mobility of a fat Netflix enthusiast. I would not recommend it. So as you can see here, we've got a lot of ERA on the side of the hull and the turret, as well as cage armor. It does say here that we get some additional protection at the back of the Challenger. If you're getting shot in the back of a tank, then you're playing like a retard and you deserve to die anyway. So marketing your tank as having additional protection on the rear of the vehicle, not the best. It's marketing to the worst players in War Thunder, really. But it is a Golden Eagle premium, so you're not going to be paying $70. Probably going to be paying $50 in Golden Eagles, though. But the tank that probably most people are here to see is the M1A1 Heavy Common Clickbait. It's almost like gouging and mocking us. This tank, though, may be well worth the money if you are a certified American enthusiast. The only thing more American than the M1 Abrams is the phrase, "stop resisting." But yeah, this tank is just an M1A1 Heavy Common with a cosmetic kit. We get a chair on the top for the commander to watch football or baseball, whatever you Americans play. Rugby is #1 in Britain, and should be. We also get some W1 graffiti on the side of the turret, not really sure why. It says right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. If I click it, it says T-80 2A6 Challenger 2 and some other writing. It's basically just a cosmetic skin over a M1A1. It looks nice. I hope you can put some woodland camouflage on it rather than this horrible desert camo. Well, this thing is a rank 7 pack vehicle, which is going to get 2,500 Golden Eagles, 20 days of premium time, as well as a Devil Dog title if you're a fan of the US Marine Corps. I actually believe this was a Marine Corps tank. The US Army has a good habit of getting rid of their old tanks and giving it to the Marines. The Marines were stuck with M60s, I believe, in Desert Storm because the American Army didn't want to give up their new Abrams to the Marines. But anyway, history lesson aside. Yeah, these tanks, pretty decent. It's also worth mentioning that these tanks were mentioned in a leak list a couple of days ago. And because this guy was right about these, or girl was right about these, probably almost certainly a guy, we may as well have a look at some of the other tanks and things on this list. We have the T-90M. It's a T-90A with a modernization kit, and we all know how well Soviet or Russian modernization goes. This thing is basically a T-80 BVM with a worse performance and probably just as good survivability. It's got I believe it's got a better engine, 1,100 horsepower or something like that. It's not going to be the best in War Thunder, to be honest. The T-90M has been hyped up for quite a while now. The T-80 BVM is still going to be better, in my opinion. I don't think the Soviets have a round better than 3BM60, which the BVM already gets. The BVM also has the same thermal imager, I think. The T-90M probably gets a worse one, in fact, because of the Russians can't into thermal images. But the T-90M does apparently get some additional armor protection around the ammunition carousel. Gaijin's probably going to use this as an excuse to not be able to kill it from the side, but in real life we've all seen the clips from the ongoing events in a certain country which show T-90Ms are still very destructible. We also have the F-15 and the Su-27, planes which were designed specifically to go very high and fly very fast. But in War Thunder's current meta, where everyone is at the deck, basically just going into a merge and then dogfighting and dying like retards, F-15 and Su-27 probably not going to be the most meta-changing. Also as well, we're getting the AMRAAM apparently. I think if you give the F-16 the AMRAAM, the F-16 will become unstoppable basically. It'll combine long range missile kills with the very good maneuverability of the F-16. So I think the F-15 and the Su-27 are pretty much dead on arrival unless you just give these AMRAAMs and you don't give the F-16 them. Why would you ever play an F-15 when you have the F-16? I don't really know. F-15 is a lot less maneuverable. You could say, well, the F-15 has got a lot better performance at high altitude. Good luck getting up to high altitude at top tier. You will be killed by Phoenixes and R-27ERs, so not really worth it. We also have some other vehicles. Again, we have the Leopard 2A7V. Basically a Leopard 2A6 with better thermal images. I could be wrong on that. I'm not an expert for the Bundeswehr. M1A2 SEP VT Tusk 2. This is again like the Leopard 2 PSO from the last update. It's just a more urban survivability kit type thing. It's giving more weight to the Abrams and not really giving it too much more performance, to be honest. We have the Centauro MGS2. I don't really know the difference between the 1 and the 2, but any top tier Italian vehicles with a high caliber gun is worth it in my opinion. Very underrated top tier lineup, the Italians. We also have the Tornado IDS Premium. I don't know why you'd buy a Premium Tornado unless it gets AMRAAMs as well. Tornado isn't in the best state right now. The Tiger E Premium is supposed to be coming to the Hungarian territory, which is the Italians, which would be nice to be honest. We also have the Gripen, obviously going to hopefully the Swedish and the British, but probably just the Swedish. We have the Rossizsk, whatever that is. The FV107 Scimitar for the British is a little light tank with a 30mm gun. The J11, not sure what that is, but I'm guessing it's Chinese. And the Littorio, which is a premium Italian battleship. Again, hungry to the Tiger E, and then these are event vehicles or something. But feel free to look at this yourself. It is on Reddit for the r/War Thunder. I don't really know how you use Reddit. But anyway, lads, that is the weekly or monthly. I've not really done this in a while. This is the update. Getting a launcher and some rank 8 premiums, rank 7 premiums, sorry, and some rank 8 tech tree vehicles. Thank you very much for all the support on the recent video, and have a wonderful weekend.